This is Tom's Hobbies, and today we are making New York style pizza from scratch. First thing you need to do is make your pizza dough. I like to go with a 65% hydration. So I've got a digital scale here. To use fast acting yeast, you're gonna need some Caputo flour. And honestly, this is what makes the dough. Caputo double lot flour, 500 grams of flour, 325 grams of 115 degree water. This is important. You don't want it too hot or it'll kill the yeast, and you don't want it too low or it won't activate the yeast. Pour this 325 grams of water in my KitchenAid mixer. I'm gonna put the yeast in the water so it starts to activate. My yeast has started to activate. You see little bubbles and you see it start to rise. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 500 grams of flour to my KitchenAid mixer. Got my dough hook attached here. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna start to mix it up on low speed. When the dough starts to mix up and you see the water start to incorporate, I'm gonna add 10 grams of salt to the sides of the bowl. You don't turn this up to number 2 on my KitchenAid mixer and start to mix it a little more. Once you see your dough start to come together and form what looks like the start of a dough ball, the dryness is coming out, you can see it, it's getting the flour off the sides of the mixer. I'm gonna set a timer for 8 minutes, which I've already done here. And I'm gonna let this mix for 8 minutes. And our dough has been mixed here in the KitchenAid stand mixer for 8 minutes, and we're ready to add this to a bowl and let it rise. I'm gonna spray my bowl with some extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna get this off of the dough hook here first. One nice dough ball. You're gonna put it in the bowl, cover it, and allow it to rise. And now that we have our pizza dough made and resting back over here in the background, I'm gonna make our sauce, and the only way I've ever done this is to use San Marzano tomatoes. I'm gonna be making 2 different kinds of pizza sauce today just to show you what to do. If you're a purist, you can just take a jar of San Marzano peeled tomatoes, add it to a mixing bowl here, and I'm gonna make sure I get everything out of here. Has some basil leaves to it, that's okay. And I'm gonna start by just using my hand to crush these tomatoes, just to kind of start getting them going. And I'm gonna use a little hand mixer here just to blend everything together. That's pretty much it. That's one style of sauce. Next up, we're going to make a different sauce with a couple different ingredients. For our second sauce, we're gonna add a few more ingredients here. I've got our just San Marzano tomatoes reserved in this deli container. And for this one, we're gonna add some balsamic vinegar, some salt, some garlic powder, some Italian herbs, and a little bit of oregano. We're gonna do the same thing with this. We're gonna blend it up with a hand mixer, and then we're gonna cook this. We're actually gonna cook this over the stove for 10-15 minutes just to let everything kind of cook together. One thing I like about this style sauce is you can add ingredients and taste it as you go and make it suit your flavor profile. The other thing here is the dough. You can see this dough is already risen quite a bit. That's it hasn't quite doubled in size, but it's pretty close to it, and we're honestly an hour into this, so we're going to keep letting this go. And if it continues to rise, you could cut this and make 2 dough balls. But one little extra thing we did today is we stopped by our local New York pizzeria and purchased one of their pre-made doughs. If you don't want to make your own dough, you can always go to a pizzeria and purchase it, or your local grocery store. But for today, what we're going to do is compare their dough to ours, and we'll let the family decide which actually tastes better. Okay, folks, it is approaching dinner time, and we need to do a little more prep work to be ready for our pizza. Right now, I've got some sausage cooking behind me. Also, I need to grate the mozzarella. I want to give you a tip here. Never buy pre-shredded mozzarella. In the store, it's often coated with chemicals and other things, and if you use it, it could cause your cheese to burn in the pizza oven. So I always buy this Galvani's fresh mozzarella, Italian style, and we grind that right before we cook our pizzas and have it as fresh as could be. This is the first time that I will have picked any flowers off this thing. Or basil leaves, I should say, but we're gonna get some big ones. Come around here, make it even. So I'll tear up one side. Some of these nice pretty ones. Not sure if you heard that, but there's an owl in the background. I'd like to show you this pizza oven we're working with here today. This is the Ooni Koda 16. It makes a 14-inch pizza and it's gas powered, so it's okay. We're out here, we're ready to fire this thing up. The next thing you do is you just push this button in here, give it a twist, and hold it for about 5 seconds. And there you go. It's fired up, it's gonna heat. I'm gonna let that thing preheat for about 20-30 minutes, depending on when we wanna make our pizzas. When making New York style pizza, there's a couple must-haves that I personally believe in. I've got all of these off of Amazon. One is a pizza pan. This is like a 14, 16 inch, something like that. And then we've got a pizza screen as well. Actually, I would say this is definitely a 14 inch because it fits perfectly in the pizza oven. Some of you may say that's cheating. Feel free to roast me in the comments, but when it comes to making a perfect pizza, I could just stretch out the dough, use this as my guide to create a perfect circle, go all the way to the edges, and then you don't have to deal with the launch issues that sometimes happen with a pizza peel. So this is New York style. This is the way I do it, and it's time to put together a pie. All right, time to make the first pie. I'm gonna put a little more bench flour down. Earlier today, we proofed our dough, quick proof, 6 hours, and I did a couple things. One, we purchased the dough from the local New York style pizzeria. We're gonna test that out. But the dough balls that I made at 500 grams actually turned out into a very large piece of dough. So I took one of those and I cut it into two, and this is one of those, and I'm just gonna show you for size comparison what you can do with 250 grams, one 500 gram dough ball cut into two. And then going for New York style, kind of thin crust, and I'm gonna start here by just pressing out my dough. But I'm gonna press it, I'm gonna put it over to my fingers here and just kind of stretch it out. If you wanna get fancy, you could do pizzeria style, tossing it. Just know that sometimes you're gonna drop it. This is where the screens make it really easy. That's pretty good for our first pizza crust. On this first pizza, we're gonna use that pure San Marzano tomato sauce that we made. Nothing added, no ingredients, just straight up tomatoes, pureed up. And we're just gonna make a cheese pizza. Now, we're gonna add some cheese. I'm gonna go light. So it is a New York style, maybe cross-pollinated with a margarita. We're going to put some basil leaves on this pie. I'm gonna go with these larger ones here. Just make it look nice and pretty. I'm gonna show you what you can do, what you should do with the heat dials. Right now, that oven is super hot, okay? I don't want all of that heat up there, so I'm gonna turn this dial. Little trick on the Ooni Koda 16, you push this in and you just turn it down until it gets where you want it. That's a good flame right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and launch this and let you see how quickly it cooks, but you'll see that crust start to rise. And what you're going for here is what we like to call leopard spot. That's starting to pop up back there. I'm gonna pull this out with my glove, just Slowly rotate it. Keep it rotating for nice, even heat. See that dough rising on the outside and getting nice and crispy. Continue to rotate it until you get it where you want it. At this point, I'm going to start to check the bottom. You can see it doesn't stick. It's not sticking to the peel. That's right where I want it. There's the leopard spotting we're looking for. Let's give this one last turn. It should be good. Okay, this is where you come in. I'm gonna come under this. You can see it's nice and firm. I'm gonna transfer that right to my pizza serving dish. All right, we've had another sample. I gave my wife a slice, and she's not gonna be in the shot, but babe, what do you think about this? How's that pizza?
I'm gonna eat all of it. It's so good.
The basil on top is really the kicker.
Lots of flavor. Dough, very tasty.
It's light.
Very
it's a light
light.
dough. And the sauce has nothing in it. That's just the tomato sauce, and it's delicious.
I think it's the freshness.
Yeah,
Like
I would
it's
say
the
this is more of a purist's pizza. So just mozzarella, San Marzano tomatoes, fresh basil, and some pretty good dough that we made from scratch. Next on the list is the pizza dough from our local New York style pizza place. Right off the bat, I can tell you this was proof for a couple days. The gluten strength is there. It's definitely harder to stretch. Give that a flip. This is definitely one you could pretend like you're in Italy or your local pizza joint. You're a pizza chef. Yeah, you can see on the peel here, it just doesn't want to peel out all the way. For this pizza, I really want to test this dough up against the first pizza that I made. So I'm going to use the same exact sauce. Simple San Marzano. We're going to make this one just a regular cheese as well. Call this a kid's cheese pizza. On this, we usually put some Italian herbs on our pizzas, so I am going to do a little bit of that on this. I don't know how they're going to react to the basil, but I know we like it. And if we're going to taste test as well, I'm going to put basil on one slice. I'll just do one slice here. This will be for the adults. Just one slice. Let's cook. Okay, we're back here. We're going to do a blind taste test. And I'm going to let them dig into these two slices of pizza. Take a couple bites, and then we'll see what they think. Just one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
That's good. I like this one. That one's not bad either. This one's more like soft and like easier to bite off, and this one's more like
hard.
like tougher to bite off.
A little bit tougher.
Yeah, I like this one better. So.
Well, we're going to do an honest pizza review here. The boys described the dough from the local pizzeria. If you're going to rank each slice 1 through 10, what would you give it?
This one's probably a 9, and this one's an 8.
Okay. Sawyer, what do you think?
8, and there's like a 7.5.
Okay, there we go. Honest pizza review. We got their two friends over here behind us. They're not in the shot, but we also asked them, and one went one way, with mine being the favorite, and the other went the other way, with local New York style pizza joint being their favorite. And the only difference to this is the dough. That is it.
Yep, they're both really good.
This is the fun part when the boys get to make their own. We've got 4 boys here. Oh, all friends in the neighborhood, and they're in charge of this. They're making their own pizza.
Get it to the outside. Is that enough?
It's up to you. It's your pizza.
Pepperoni first? Pepperoni first. Got this, Sawyer.
Have you guys ever heard of the pepperoni tax?
No.
It's when Dad comes in and steals a piece of pepperoni.
Okay.
Now the sausage.
3.
We just finished pizza 3 of 4. This is the one the boys made. And I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty darn good there. I got some still shots of it in the oven. You've seen me cook the other pizzas, so basically the same thing. All right, folks, we have made 3 pizzas. I was gonna make a 4th, but to be honest with you, it's getting a little late in the evening and we're full. But for now, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna enjoy the pizzas that we have already made, especially the one our boys made. And yeah, if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe for more, and we'll have plenty of content coming your way.